what are the key questions that we're asking today? And we'll just introduce our panelists as well. We're talking about whether these constant attacks are now completely losing their credibility. Is the market now rubbishing them, and what are the fundamentals at play here? To speak on this, I'm joined by Sanjay Asher. He's senior partner at Crawford & Bailey. TV Mohandas, chairman of RN Capital, joins us on the show today. We're speaking with Ajay Srivastav, MD at Dimension Consulting. And we'll go across first to Mahesh Jethmalani, senior advocate and MP in the Rajya Sabha. Mr. Jethmalani, let me come to you first with, and really let's get to the point. The latest attack, so to speak, is from London-based Financial Times, which has cited documents from George Soros-backed OCCRP and has repeatedly targeted Indian interests under Mr. Modi's government. Do you think this is agenda-driven?
No, this is purely agenda-driven. I mean, you saw what the Supreme Court did the last time with the Hindenburg report backed by George Soros, again, OOCRP, Organization for Uncovering Organized Crime. I mean, they themselves will be investigated. According to me, it's one of the biggest organized racket, this OORCP. So, and you know what happened to the Supreme Court last time? The Supreme Court last time actually said that the whole report was based, there was a Supreme Court committee which went into the whole issue, and the Supreme Court, after examining the committee's report, said that the entire issue was based on selective information and completely false, and there was no need for any further investigation into the Adani issue, and they said that they gave him a complete clean sheet. And, in fact, as you know, $150 billion of market cap was lost as a result of that obvious bear. It was a bear hammering operation, right? And it was people acting in concert, overseas people hostile to the Adani group, and they thought impliedly to the Prime Minister, right, and to India's growing economy.
Right.
And they were with their local allies, who they were, people who've been expelled from parliament, right? And who got no relief from the Supreme Court against that expulsion. The Hindenburg report and a business rival, Mr. Darshan Hirandandani. Most of their information and questions became the foundation of that hit job.
Right.
Now, I suppose the present one you are talking about is that poor quality coal, right, which was imported for Indonesia. First of all, the much speaking but ill-informed Mr. Rahul Gandhi should realize that this transaction of import from Indonesia took place in January 2014. What this country should do, right, is arrest the Minister for Coal at that time under Dr. Manmohan Singh's government and find out how this happened. By the way, it happened in January 2014. Throughout the period, UPA was in power, and it happened to an export to a port in Tamil Nadu. So the coal, the so-called low-quality coal, was sold as high-quality fuel to the State Coal Corporation in Tamil Nadu, right? All right, so who was in power in Tamil Nadu was probably the DMK or the AIDMK. I don't remember that.
Okay, no, so that is, of course, the sort of political view, Mr. Jethmalani. But I just want to, put out for our viewers what Cantor Fitzgerald has said. And they are talking very specifically about how this is an old case which has been raked up again, and we'll run those lines of what this financial services firm has said in its report. They say that the group imported low quality was a claim, FT claim not possible given payment based on testing. Essentially, the person importing it tests it, which is why those claims are not plausible. Now, that really is the question, isn't it, Mohandas Pai? And let me come to you on this. That these claims are now being dismissed, their credibility is falling. But what is the genesis of this claim? Because we keep seeing this pattern emerging. And what do you read into this pattern?
You see, FT has become a yellow rag because they become a mouthpiece for vested interest to put out fake information without testing. Even the way they went after Adani earlier was terrible. Look, the whole Adani issue is a conspiracy driven by George Soros. Why am I saying that? Because remember, George Soros made a statement in Davos, Modi will have to answer on Adani to parliament. Now that means attack on Modi, because they think Adani is close to Modi, is attack on Adani as an instrument. And it is an indication that he's controlling some people who may go to the Indian parliament and try to create ruckus for the government because he is against the Modi government, and he's made it very clear. Now, George Soros has fed a lot of people in this country, NGOs who are at his beck and call and his payroll. I think you know all the people. He's got many lawyers who is funded, and he's funded the NGOs who are the beck and call. And through them, they connected with possibly many politicians who are the beck and call, except that all these politicians forgot. They were, by their action and trying to create panic and trying to give fake information, helping an overseas vulture short seller make more money. We don't know whether George Soros himself sold Adani short. We don't know whether he is an investor in that Hindenburg. We don't know to whom all Hindenburg gave out the information before they released the report. And in India, all of them joined together to help a foreign vulture fund make more money by damaging the stock. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's a total conspiracy. And it carries on. And if people like FT have fallen prey to the conspiracy, I read an article which said that FT editor is on some advisory board for Soros. So Soros is a big manipulator. He's been a manipulator all his life. And he's been manipulating all this for some time in the hope of making brownie points politically. And our politicians have fallen into the trap. It's ridiculous. All these people in India who are the mouthpiece of Soros, who are sold their souls for a few petty dollars, should be exposed. So people know about this. But there are 2 or 3 points that Adani has to really look at seriously. There's a governance challenge for Adani, because Adani has become so big in India.
No, I'll come to you on that, Mr. Pai. I'll come to you on that. It's an important point. I just want to take this forward because we're focusing right now, on what the markets have been doing.